End, 4 in Maple Creek, Kindersley 6, 7 in Elbow, Watrous 8, 6 in Wynyard, Yorkton 5, Hudson Bay 2, Nipawin 4, 6 in Prince Albert, North Battleford 9, 6 in Lloydminster and in Meadow Lake, La Ronge 3, 2 in Buffalo Narrows, and into the minus temperatures again in the far north. Cree Lake -3, Collins Bay -2, -2 in Stony Rapids, and Uranium City -3. Again, a few clouds and 10 in Regina, cloudy and 8 in Saskatoon at 16 minutes past 6. And I invite you to approach your telephone now and give us a call. We're friendly here at the Morning Edition, and we actually want you to help us out as we plan our Friday show. We'd like you to tell us what piece of music we should be playing at precisely this time tomorrow morning. The number to call is toll-free, so it doesn't cost you a dime, 1-800-716-2221. That number is for long-distance callers. If you happen to live in Regina, please dial 359-1444. 359-1444, 1-800-716-2221. Now, yesterday we had a call from Peter Burker. He's in St. Brew, and he joins us on the line now. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning, Peter?
I'm doing fine.
What would you like to hear?
Oh, it's a song by Hank Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It's called But Tomorrow There's Another Day.
And why did you decide to request that this morning?
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to start the day. It was a nice song from one of your relatives.
One of your relatives?
Right.
Oh, what's the connection?
Oh, he's my uncle.
Oh, okay. And can you give us a completely unbiased assessment of your uncle as a musician?
Well, I guess he's one of the pioneers of Canadian country music.
Mm-hmm.
Started in the early 60s and had a few albums. Went to number 1. And he's still currently touring Germany and Denmark.
Oh, wow.
With his band Wild Rose Country.
Where's he from originally?
I think he's originally from Bavaria in Germany.
All right. Well, nice to have that family connection.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And here he is, Uncle Hank Smith. Tomorrow there's another day. Tomorrow there's another day, and that request came from Peter Burker in St. Brew, who happens to be Hank's nephew. Thanks for that request. Nice tune, Peter. That takes us to 20 minutes past 6.
Are you a secret storyteller? A mystery musician? CBC Radio 540 is on a search for Saskatchewan's hidden talent. Send us a tape of 3 or 4 songs or stories and a brief description of who's performing. We'll pick the best dozen and send a recording engineer out to your community to do a professional recording. The performances will be played on CBC Radio in Saskatchewan. Entry deadline is June 30th. Mail your entries to CBC Radio, Box 540 Regina, S4P 4A1.
Well, Prime Minister Chrétien said yesterday that Quebec could not unilaterally declare its independence after a yes vote in a referendum. Chrétien made his comments as federal and provincial lawyers battle it out in a court case that deals with the rules for separation. During question period, Reform Party leader Preston Manning pressured Chrétien to introduce legislation backing up his statement.
So I ask the Prime Minister once again, will he introduce a motion into this House, a solemn declaration affirming that the people of Canada are free to determine their political destiny, and that this Parliament will not recognize a unilateral declaration of independence by any province?
Right. Very Honourable Prime Minister. Sir, the Honourable Member wants to introduce a motion that 50 plus 1 vote will be enough to split Canada. You know, I will vote against it. And because it's what he was arguing before. My view is this, is that at this moment there is no referendum. At this moment we're working to make sure that there will be progress in the Federation, that there will be no need for a referendum. This is exactly what I'm trying to do, and it's what I've been working on. And I made this clear that we will have a meeting in June to try to improve the Federation. There will the Minister of Interprovincial Affairs have been traveling the land, talking with the premiers and the ministers. I'm talking with them. There is goodwill in Canada to make progress on that file, and with the collaboration of everybody will make progress, but it's quite evident that the leader of the third party has no great interest to keep Canada together.
Prime Minister Jean Chrétien responding to questions on national unity yesterday in the House of Commons. Warning labels on alcohol products are a good idea. In fact, the MLA from the Northwest Territories even went to Ottawa to promote the idea. Right now, warning labels are mandatory in the Territories and Yukon, but a federal private member's bill could make it a national policy, and liquor companies would pay. As Tanya von Valkenburg explains, for politicians like Floyd Rowland, it's an idea that works.
Especially in the north, because we have small communities, we can look just about on any given day around us and see the effects alcohol has had on families, on individuals, and on children.
Those effects include high rates of family violence and fetal alcohol syndrome, known as FAS, which leads to brain damage. According to Floyd Rowland, those are good reasons for supporting warning labels, not just in the north, but across Canada. Rowland is the MLA for Inuvik. When the NWT government initiated the warning labels 3 years ago, it cost them $60,000. Now the consumer pays for it, a couple of cents extra on every bottle or case of beer. But Rowland says money is not the issue here.
It is the responsibility of the producers of this product to give warning to the people that use this product. You see warning labels on anything from aspirin to Perfects. If you look at a bottle of Perfects, it's to help you do laundry, and it's a strong cleaning stuff, but it's corrosive, so it has a warning label on it. But alcohol, it doesn't. And the statistics go around the clock to prove that alcohol is a drug that should be labeled one way or another to warn people.
But do warning labels even work? These people in Inuvik aren't convinced. I met up with them outside the liquor store.
Most times I never really notice them. It's they're there, and once in a while you take a look at them. I suppose it's doing some good, but who knows, It's all up to the individual whether they heed it or not. It's up to them.
Well, I really don't really agree with it. I don't read them myself. How many people actually sit down and actually read them when you have to look at it?
No one pays attention to them.
I just ignore them.
Do you know what they say?
Oh, it's how drinking can cause harm to your baby or whatever if you're pregnant and all that other stuff. It's the same thing with smoking. How many, as blatant as the labels are, how many people look at them and read them?
Yeah.
It sounds like you have read them, though, because you know what they say.
Well, I have, but after a while, you just know what they say and you just ignore them.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to them. So.
Exactly.
People do seem to be drinking less in the territory, about 5% less than last year, according to the Liquor Commission. Roland says there's no way to know if that's because of the labels or other awareness programs about alcohol. He also can't say if the hardcore drinkers are changing their habits. But he says the warning labels certainly don't hurt.
For example, if somebody was pregnant, got education and was aware that alcohol consumption during pregnancy could cause FAS, and possibly when they go to the liquor store to buy a bottle of wine or liquor or a case of beer, that they'll see this sticker on there and have a second thought about what they're doing. And we can save, not only children from a life of hardship and parents from questioning themselves for years to come, but also a lot of money in the healthcare system, as well as justice, the social end.
The House of Commons has yet to vote for or against mandatory labeling. Floyd Rowland says regardless of what happens in Ottawa, labels will still appear on liquor bottles in the NWT. I'm Tanya von Valkenburg in Inuvik.
You're starting to make your summer plans, something you might want to think about if you haven't got everything firmed up yet. The Saskatchewan History and Folklore Society puts on a number of summer tours by motor coach. Actually, the first one's coming up this Monday. I'll just tell you about a few of them, and then I'll pass on the phone number if you want to get more information. So tour number 1 coming up Monday, that's Last Mountain House and our oldest bird sanctuary. The tour goes from Regina, and it visits the home of North America's oldest bird sanctuary, through which 260 bird species migrate, including the whooping crane, we're told. And there's also a visit to Junction City, 1907, a museum set in a railway station and adjacent to a reproduced town square, which demonstrates an assortment of early businesses, including a general store, a church, a schoolroom, post office, and so on. Also a visit to Last Mountain House, the site of a fur trading outpost from 1869 to 1871. And so this is a one-day thing. It's $65 for members, $70 for non-members. Other tours coming up, June 8th and 9th, Cannington Manor and Horizon Country, Ruby Rush Days in Harris, those are always good, June 27th to 29th. The 27th of July, St. Victor petroglyphs, and the petroglyphs, of course, rock carvings depicting prehistoric Indian life. There's the Dauphin National Ukrainian Festival in August, and also Scotty and the Great Sand Hills. That one's coming up right at the end of August, and that's the last one. So there's 6 of them all together, and if you're interested in finding out more, you can call the Saskatchewan History and Folklore Society. There's a 1-800 number for people outside Regina, 1-800-919-9437. That's 1-800-919-9437. You're listening to the Morning Edition. It's 6:30. And joining me now is Barry Burgess with Provincial News.
Thank you, Sheila. Good morning. The province's chief electoral officer has asked the Justice Department to investigate a possible Election Act violation by the Conservative Party. Myron Kuziak says the Tories failed to disclose $400,000 in donations received between 1989 and 1991. Kuziak says the money was held in 2 secret funds before being moved into the party's operating budget last year.